Hello, everybody, and welcome. First of all, happy birthday, Busy Bee. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Busy Bee. Happy birthday to you. I hope you have a really amazing day. I'm assuming that it's the Monday, it's the 20th you're going into. My 20th is just ending. My grandma turned 91 today. So that was pretty cool. Hello there, Amber Chick. So hello, everyone that's just joined in. I went a few minutes early because we've got a lot. I say it all the time. We've had huge tantrum from KJ. And it's been, if you missed it, I got it for you. This is dedication for you guys. There were 4 Instagram lives. I missed the first one. However, in my defense, it started at 3. It was on at 3 a.m. my time, and I was asleep. But I got the rest of them for you. So here's what happened. We're going to recap to yesterday. So as you know, yesterday we had the live between Katie Joy and the Preacher's Boy Doc. They had a collaboration. And one of the things we were talking about how we thought it was poorly done. Yes, everyone's saying my grandmother would be very, very happy. Yes, you will need your punching pillow wind whispers. Wind whispers. So we said that it was probably going to end badly. Well, it has. Here's what happened. The Preacher's Boy wrote this. This is on his Instagram. He wrote the following. Reader at WOACB Live. I joined yesterday. I have done research since I appeared. KJ's methods historically have been incredibly problematic, and I'm disappointed in myself for not doing what I always do. Share a platform with anybody. I didn't expect to be called on to join her for the live and didn't think anything of it. I just wanted to encourage who I thought was a fellow advocate. I have never communicated with her before. It makes me sick to my stomach to think I misread the situation or sent the wrong messages to anybody. Please know I'm extremely new to her content and I'm not a fan of her tactics I've since discovered she utilizes. I'll be not hosting her on my show. My credibility and the credibility of those I partner with is important to me. Wow, here we go. To which she wrote, I am not problematic. You are listening to my haters. Which prompted this. So we're going to do this in order. We have to do it in order. We're going to do it in order. So this is what happened. And then we got to get to then we have to look at the next bit. Hello, Osbel. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. You ready? I'm laughing because I know what's coming.
That people receive or reach out to me or admire my work or want to collaborate with me, because now I had a wonderful discussion with someone who's doing really good work in the IFB, exposing pastors, who has done an admirable job in doing this, who I have respected and used as a source.
But you never credited him. When have you said, Katie, I have used information from this person? You don't credit. No, he went back and looked at your video. You are problematic. He said that I've had a chat. I've had a bit of a chat with him. I haven't asked him to come on stream yet, but I did ask him a few of the questions I had. He went back and looked at some of her videos, he said, and then he discovered Reddit, and Reddit then confirmed everything that he knows. but Reddit gets a shout out.
As haters harassing him into believing that I am a problematic person and that I have done problematic things, and they have directed me to do their research, which is highly defamatory.
Is she in the car? No, she's not in the car. Exactly, she used him. That's not a compliment. Apparently, his research was highly defamatory. Like, I'm just laughing. This is like, it was like, I'm saying like a lot now. I don't think sitting there giving your opinion, not letting a man get a word in is a discussion. Everything about that'd be me she's talking about.
And slander it.
Apparently everyone's...
And you do this to me, haters, because you want other creators to get the leads. You don't want me to have any success. And so you're going to harass these smaller creators who he doesn't deserve this. He doesn't deserve to be harassed and bullied into believing I'm a shitty person because you don't like me.
No, he came to that conclusion himself. What you are just doing, Katie Joy, is that you are just showing that you are problematic. Oh, again. Yes, he did answer my question, Jane. Yeah. These are very painful to watch, but funny.
This is what you've been doing for 2 years, and it's insane. It's insanity.
Oh, it's insane. It's insane. Oh, she's not going to like this at all.
I have no ulterior motives with doing this work. I stick to myself all the time. I put hours upon hours upon hours into my work, and I care about what I cover passionately. I have spent more hours on this story than I have spent on anything else in the last month.
But there's no story because Josh Duggar hasn't gone to court yet. I don't do anything, so I'm not in trouble with her. She really cannot see herself. Oh, Joe, your laugh makes my day brighter. I laugh like a small child. KJ mad. Insane. Like, yeah. I think Will said we broke KJ. I think she got broken. She's broken. Absolutely broken.
Than I have spent on anything else in the last month, because there are so many victims and survivors that want to be heard, and I could be doing anything else, and I'm focusing on this because this matters to me. And the fact that you have gone to a smaller creator and harassed and bullied him into believing that I'm a piece of shit, shame on you.
Nobody harassed, no one harassed or bullied. In fact, when we go back to the Instagram comments, we will find out. About take my dog out, and this hairstyle makes it look like someone gave her a buzz cut down in the middle of her head. What a style choice. It does. Spent so much time on it that she can't see the forest from the trees. Yeah. And that's what he said in the discussion today, is that he's done 2 videos on the Josh Duggar thing. He did the video when he was arrested and the video of the court. And he has moved on. Thank you, Karen. No one harassed him. No one harassed him. Keep it classy, not trashy. But, like, what has she done, though? What is she doing? She's just proven why he said about problematic. She's just proven his point. No, my dear, so much going to be made. Yeah.
To me where I have ever done something like...
Oh, no, she hates him. Poppy Seeds. He said he did more research yesterday and said he wouldn't collaborate with her. So this is her tantrum based on that. And she's about to say some horrible things about him. And then all of her little fans And on Twitter, she uses the word followers on Twitter, and I'll pull that up so you can see that. But all of her followers go then and fill his Instagram account up with comments. And then she does another one, and then she changes tact, but she got blocked. She blocked him in the end. Hello, Princess Jack. Hello, Galway.
Problematic here that's actually valid. Prove to me where I've done something that you can put on record that I've done that's wrong, irresponsible. Prove it, because everything that you share is out of context. It's incorrect. It's false.
I'm looking at it now. She's talking to people who actually want to hear her. Unblock your trolls and reach out to them.
You completely say all the time, oh, you're being sued multiple places. I'm not. Oh, you did this, you did that.
Well, you were. She's not every video on live, there's the proof. You've been sued 3 times, Katie. I'd love to see that, Tracy. I'd love to see that.
I didn't do that. And then what you do is you create these bullshit videos that are not true because you want the creator that you like, whoever it is, whether it's whoever, to get the stories that I'm working on.
Nobody wants your stories, Katie. Reddit has all the proof, KJ. She's talking to everybody, or she's talking to us, her haters. Hello, Barrett. Critical thinking, ask them why they feel that way. The buzz cut. I hadn't noticed the buzz cut either, Poppy Seed, so thank you. All of her videos and all of her Instagrams about Preacher Boy has been removed, including yesterday. Well, they're in mediation at the moment. But yeah, they've all been removed, even the one she did yesterday. Don't worry, Katie, we've got them all.
You want them to get the attention, not me.
Nobody wants to give it. No one cares. No one really cares. I don't want to do any hair stories. I don't care about the Duggars. I just needed your fresh eyes.
I'm not going to sit here and...
Someone says let's boycott their channels and see how they like it.
Say that I'm not upset by him putting that statement out because it's bullshit. Like, I wish he would have come to me and talked to me, but he didn't. He got feedback. He probably got bullied. He probably got put into a corner where he felt like the intensity was so severe that he couldn't connect to me because he's a small channel. I'm going to respond because what they've done to him is not fair. You shouldn't go to a creator that's literally doing good work and then saying to them that I'm doing something wrong. And then having that person feel.
And she said that he hasn't spoken to him. He hasn't spoken to. She's gone straight to Instagram. Hello. So she put it and Buzz to cut her hair.
That they can't work with me because you guys are so psychotic. His own research probably included a Reddit that is full of bullshit that is not.
It's funny how Reddit is okay when it's about the Duggars and it's Duggars Snark, but anybody that, as soon as it's about her, suddenly it's wrong. Maybe they should put this energy into fighting for the victims instead of attacking you and creative. Hey, everyone's so ready for this. Hello, Atticus. And the reason why this is titled I Am Not an Advocate is that in her 3rd video, she tells everybody she's not an advocate, so don't ask her for help. And that's where that quotes, that's what's in quotation marks. She says, I'm not an advocate. And this is her tanty at the moment.
True about me. His research probably included videos that are not true about me. I don't have tactics that are underhanded, that are at all problematic in this. All I do is I talk to people. Today, what did I do? I spent an hour on the phone with someone who was literally involved at the place that Josh got therapy back in 2015.
Katie's one out there fighting for the victims. Who is he, Katie? They'll say they did their own research and it's their own opinion.
Because the person wanted their story heard. Yesterday, I spent an hour on the phone or talking to someone about another problem in this. All of these people that end up backing out, they all say the same thing. I did my own research. I know what these troll accounts send them. He sends them to the Reddit on Without a Crystal Ball, which is filled with bullshit. And
he did say, when I was chatting to him today, in the group, there was a group of us and he was answering some questions and he said he watched her own videos. It was her own videos. And then it was after watching the videos, he discovered the Reddit and everything. So he wasn't told about the Reddit straight away, but he did his own research. Yes, the Reddit got a shout out. Oh, that, but they get the blame. She blames the Reddit on everything, because yeah, I've never looked at Reddit. Haven't you, Laura? It's very interesting.
The guy I had on yesterday was harassed and bullied.
That's not what he says.
Harassed and bullied to the point now that he's done his own research. Did you go on Reddit? Did you watch some videos? None of it's true. You could have just talked to me. I don't want anyone to get harassed.
It was like, hey, Katie, how much money have you donated to charity from Josh's videos?
Bullied. And the fact that you guys do.
How can all these people say the same thing if she's talking to people on the phone and they back out? How can trolls contact them? Guess you don't speak to KJ. KJ talks to you and you can't say anything. She doesn't let you. Well, we saw that yesterday in that alleged interview.
This is disgusting. I don't collaborate with people generally because of these trolls, because this is what they've done. They've been doing this for years. Do you know that they harass Amy Duggar and Lindsay Chrisley constantly still, trying to get them to stop?
Earlier today when he came into the Without a Crystal Ball Discord. So he's been quite surprised, actually. He's allowed to look up who he's talking to, KJ, since his society's not interested. It's in a second date. It's like, seriously, it's like her greatest love has just walked out on her. Maybe it was M&M's. He wasn't harassed. People tried to help him by letting him know the kind of absolute trash KJ is. He seemed to be a very nice guy with his heart in the right place, the opposite of KJ. Well, interestingly, one of the questions I said to him, I said, hello, Preacher Boy. I said, I've got lots of questions. And so one of my questions was, I said, one of the questions I would like to know is whether you still have faith and belief or whether you've left that behind and moved on. And he said he's still a believer. He just doesn't attend a formalized church, which I thought was important. No, you know what's funny? It's her supporters who are harassing him. I know, Ray. We'll have a look at those later. Preacher Boy a week ago, he had 4,700 subscribers. I reckon he's going to have a lot more now. Because one thing the community does is we rally around those people that she targets. So he'll be going pretty fast.
Talking to me? Like, it's insanity. Insanity. And listen, I'm sorry, Preacher Boy. I'm sorry you got harassed. I'm sorry they told you things about me that weren't true, but I don't have problematic tactics. My goal has always remained the same: to bring light to a horrific amount of damage that is happening in a cult to women and children, to allow people to speak and allow people to share their stories.
Someone says they did it to the woman who makes TikToks on the IFB. Now, that woman reaches out to him as well and says that she just wanted information out of her. And then when she realized that all she was being used was as a source, she wanted nothing to do with her. Yes, that's right, Crystal Fenways. There is a wish you could collab. Is she upset for victims or upset? She's upset she doesn't have the scoop, Kim. Busy Bee, I'm going to just let things die down for a moment, for a little bit, and then I'll speak to him. You wouldn't be watching if they went through that. Hello, Christine.
Expose the underbelly of a cult that is abusing children, raping women, and hiding felons. And I work my ass off day in and day out, talking to people, learning, reading, researching, to deliver content that will hopefully change people into leaving, and hopefully allow the public to wake up that they've been deceived, and we shouldn't be supporting this, because we shouldn't support any organization that harms people. It's just so annoying. I'm just tired of this, and I'm sorry that they harassed you. You guys you know what else they did yesterday? They tried to pass off bogus tips to me. So they had someone from the Reddit group pretend like they had a lead. They created a fake sock account, and then they wanted to talk to me in the sock account. And then immediately when they got into the DMs with me, they wanted me to sign an NDA without any information. They didn't want to tell me what their name was. And then when
So someone says, did you spend an hour with your son? Any day? Either day? Curious, does she ever add resources or help? No, she doesn't, and she's not an advocate, she says. I don't recall any of what she's talking about. Where are all these cats? I don't know. 1, 2, 3 fakes for it. I don't know. No, but she goes away and then she comes back. I think that it was like an hour later.
That you're a journalist under a sock account, because that's what they claimed. They literally lost their mind, and this person started going crazy, calling me an adult wearing a diaper and a bitch and all these horrific names. And then they put that on Reddit, and they're laughing at me on Reddit because they literally did this to me. I didn't do anything. I didn't respond.
Now, it's not from the Without a Crystal Ball Reddit, because they don't have those pictures on the Reddit. So I keep saying she's to help people, but I've never known her to use. No, she's not. They're trying to silence you, and this isn't going to happen. They want to be exposed. They need to discredit you to make themselves look better. No, I don't need to. I just want the truth told. I just want you to start telling the truth.
And I said, what you're doing is very unprofessional. And then the person literally cursed me out because I wouldn't sign an NDA without knowing someone's name. I don't sign NDA.
Did they, Kim? I thought it was taken down. They didn't leave it up there. It's not having your stock accounts. Well, that's what I'd like to know. I don't think it's up there now.
I don't take money for leads, and I don't go into a legally binding contract with someone if I don't know who you are. Do you know how problematic that would actually be?
I'm still trying to find some good in there, Crystal Fenways. It does get harder, but I still believe that there is. I find it hard that she would respond to someone when she constantly attacks others for being critical of her.
I feel like the reason why people in this cult are not taken seriously by former members is because the cult has taught them not to trust people that have left. So I'm an outsider with a unique position because I don't have experience in there, so I can't be someone that's shunned and bitter.
But you are. You are bitter. You're a bitter old woman. I can't really call her old because I'm older than her, but she comes across as a really bitter and twisted old woman. One of the things that also that preacher boy said was because she was outside, she did have a unique perspective. She could actually do so much good and empower so many people to speak out. But it's what we've always said. She's got the potential to do so much good with her channel, and she does stuff like this.
I'm just looking at this from an objective perspective.
And someone says, bringing her son into this is so wrong. People have jobs. Get over yourself.
And because of that, I can actually help people in a way different way. I'm not better than any of the people that have left this and that are speaking out and using their platforms. I'm different, right? I can use my platform to help people have a safe place to share where I'm not tied to what happened. I'm not tied to the abuse that was experienced. I didn't make mistakes as a part of this. The problem was so much happens when people end up from this cult speaking out is they're not taken seriously because the cult says you don't listen to detractors, right? And so they're looked at as detractors, and then they're also looked at as hypocrites, because the insiders will say, well, you're speaking out against all of this, but you were the one recruiting for us before. You're the one that was protesting for pro-life. You're the one that was
If you watch the Preacher's Boys podcast, I was watching one last night. He actually does face-to-face interviews with a lot of them. And he had somebody, I was watching an interview last night of a lady from the IFLP BP. And so one of his things is that he speaks to them with the thing of getting them on to tell their story. Their story, they tell it. It's their narrative. They tell it the way that they want to tell it. No, there's nothing safe about her channel.
Your children with the stick. And now we can't take you seriously because you changed your mind, right? So I don't have that baggage. And so all I want to do is help those people. I don't want, she says, yes, we're taught not to give a bad testimony. All I want to say is to the survivors and to all of you that are watching me, I'm not going to stop what I'm doing because people try to inflict damage on my job and ruin relationships with my life. I'm not going to stop speaking out for you. I'm not going to stop using my platform to help you. I'm not going to stop helping your stories being heard. If you get backlash because of me, just stand firm and know that these are people trying to attack the truth from getting out.
But how? I know I'm beating a dead horse, but how is she helping these people? I don't know, Christoph Van always. And also bagging somebody who grew up in the IFP, who is actually using their platform to be an advocate, I don't think is very good either. Then ignore what others say and just do your helping without acting like a mad woman. She isn't helping only her bank account. She's not stopping everybody rejoice. Someone reached out last week. She dismissed it. Well, as I said, in the last one for today, she will tell you she's not an advocate. She said she's not going to stop. I know. It means more subs. It means more lives. It means you sound so dumb, as always.
There are people that are trying to squash the reality of what's happening from being heard. And that's what we don't want to happen. And don't let these people bother you. Just block them.
Who's these people? Hello, Peter. Who are these people? Oh, that's right. In the next one, she calls him misogynistic. That's misogynist. It's really like it gets wild.
Like, I am not a perfect person, and I have never claimed to be.
There we go. We've heard it. Somebody reported the woman that asked her how much time she spent with her son. Tell us how problematic it would be, KJ. She's lost its effect. Oh, thank you, that Amber Cheek. That's so lovely of you. Thank you very much. She's talking about trolls, allegedly. We're all psychopaths. One of the things I did write in the Discord to the Preacher Boy, I said, welcome to the Haters Club, where you've joined. You're now forever going to be called a hater. And you remember he's a member of the Blocked by Katie Joy Club too.
To be, but I'm not the person that these people say that I am. At all. And if you can be so easily manipulated still and come to a conclusion, if you've come from a cult, listen to me and hear me on this, Preacher Boy. If you've come from a cult where you were taught your whole life not to think critically, and then someone came into your DMs and told you about me, and then you did your research probably based on what they sent you, you've got a long way to go still before you're actually thinking critically. I'm not a perfect person, but I don't use problematic tactics. And if you would have just come to me, it wouldn't have had to be like this. It's so unfortunate. You're doing a good job. You're doing good work. Keep doing that. Keep doing the work that you're doing. And don't burn bridges with people based on hearsay.
You are amazing, Katie. Thank went to school for journalism and you are always showing ethical practices and fact check. I can see it and I believe in you. Listen to me. He was listening to his own followers as well. Yeah. She's crazy. I'm waiting for the day she starts preaching about reptile humans and machines taking over the earth. Whoops. Sorry, it's just jumped. KJ is a train wreck. We don't expect anything else from her. Open your ears, Preacher Boy. KJ is not your friend. She's breaking up. She wants to do the breakup first. Well, she did not go there. Yeah, she did go for there. Come join the KJ cult, Preacher Boy. If this doesn't turn people away from her, I don't know what will. If I was a victim, I'd run away. Oh, she wants to do the, but I break up with him first. I told him.
Hearsay and false statements of others. Come to the source and talk to them before you make a very public statement like slandering someone.
It didn't slander you.
I have nothing against you. I understand how these people work, but I also suggest that if you want this to work, go to creators first before you make a statement so publicly.
Excuse me. What did you just do? What did she just do? Didn't she just go on Instagram Live and she didn't go to him? Well, it's interesting, mental block. A lot of people have said that. So let's have a look. So remember, he had lots of haters, apparently. So let's have a look at his Instagram. So it was, I am not problematic. You are listening to haters. Now, the other thing is, in the next one, she talks about how he never responded to her. Well, he actually also has a life and doesn't sit by his DMs. So he responded to your DM and you blocked him. So why lie? Why did you go live and accuse him of awful things? He only has 2,000 followers. Surely there's not that too many DMs going in that he could have missed hers. He obviously checks them if he's aware of rumors people spread to him through DM. If he did respond, it's probably after he already made that statement. She wouldn't be able to see or comment on this if she blocked him. And then he said, she blocked me shortly after leaving this comment. So she left the comment and said, I am not problematic. The haters got you. And then she blocked him. Believe what you want. And then, so there's that. Let's be real. You are problematic. You out conversations of DV victims. You out information of minors of SA. You yell at women who lost a child. You are a problematic person. Literally anyone who collabs with her ends up being turned on by her within 3 days. I don't think they are the problem. She's the common denominator. So it says, please explain what you think is problematic. So someone says she attacks other creators, for example, LB and Emily D. Baker. Emily is such a sweetheart. So that's about Emily. She called a girl a brat. What are you talking about? What methods? I'm pretty sure you're listening to the wrong people. it isn't listening to the wrong people. It's evidence of her own words and actions. Google, there is much documented evidence. Okay, this is right here, your problem with social media. If your opinion of another creator has changed, why tell us about it? It just created more drama and more BS in the comments that is completely unrelated to the point of your channels. Just keep it to yourself. Now move on. Now the trolls are in full force, working the two of you in the comments of both your pages. Someone else then says, she didn't have to respond either. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. His page, if he wants to say he's not working with her, is totally up to him. Of course she blocked him. Yeah. Poor preacher boy's going to be hit. I know he's going to be hit hard by followers. Sad way to live your life, blocking people. He also blocked one of his one of the friends as well. In fact, deleted a comment, and I've got all the deleted comments. Katie isn't problematic. She does her research, especially with the IBLP cult. All the information reports is out there publicly, so anyone can access it. Other creators report the same thing. I saw your live with her. I enjoyed the two of you. I would watch again. People need to get over bullying. There is enough room for everybody who wants to create. Okay. So there's that. So what are your sources? So now her stands are asking for sources. I can't speak for Preacher Boy, but I know my sources have been Katie's Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Oh, is problematic. No, Big Kev's been MIA. You want her victim list or something? You need to be more specific than problematic. So it's going, WOACB is not problematic. She does her research. You'd be lucky to collaborate with her. Goes backwards and forwards for a while. She does hours and hours of research. I think you really need to speak to her directly and do not believe those who are trying to discredit her. He did, and she blocked him. To Katie, she tried reaching out to him, but he won't answer her. I'm not getting into the drama. To be honest, it is between him and her. He tried, but she blocked him, and she's now gone to Twitter insinuating he may be an R. Yes, she's accused him of being an ARPist. He did reach out, but now it's become spiteful. Yes. So in the next live, you're going to hear some stuff. So this is hers. Privilege is not knowing that you're hurting others and not listening when they tell you. So she's done this. Right, so here we go. My experience today is still valid. Just because your experience with someone is different doesn't not mean I was degraded, very publicly called names, and then told privately that I was imagining what they'd done. I got it wrong. They were just speaking publicly. No, I was told, I'm a fan of your work by a man formerly from a cult. Then he got hate on Twitter, which I know he did because Toll's harassed there. Suddenly it was, I know nothing about her, and after doing research, she's problematic. These comments are putting her show. They do. She did do another live. She did. She's reacted to new levels of low. Hello, Sheena. All right. No, he literally said yesterday he was a fan of my work. He only changed his story when he got backlash. Then in response made a public statement to deflect the hate he received, degrading me. This is misogyny. It does not matter that he wasn't misogynistic to you. That does not change my experience. Men from this cult are taught not to respect women. He didn't come to me to share his feelings. Instead, he told himself he was just making a public statement about something I literally knew nothing about and not informing me before, after thanking me privately for the discussion. When I said he was misogynistic, his response to me was, I'm not misogynistic. I support women. I'm sorry, you don't get to decide when you are or not being misogynistic. You are a man. Being nice to one woman where you control the platform is different than degrading a woman on your platform after she graciously welcomed you on her platform is misogynistic and disrespectful. Respect would have been bringing a dialogue to her privately to share concerns and not blindsiding her was a degrading statement and name calling. So I'm going to stop being told I'm problematic. Standing up for yourself is the opposite of problematic. It's being strong, and weak men hate strong women. I never once said I was an advocate. I report stories. If that helps people learn, I've done my part. So I just went to research and researched what makes you problematic. What I found was a bunch of absolute morons twisting everything you say to make it look like you're against anyone who disagrees with you. Well, that's true. I saw videos where filters were placed over the top to make you look like a clown. Well, she uses filters. And other horrendous acts of bullying and slandering. Everything I saw on Reddit regarding people's perceptions, opinions about you was absolute garbage. Every single person on Reddit posting stuff about you and or degrading you is an absolute uninformed idiot. They aren't even worth a second, though. F the haters. Keep doing you, Katie. Remember, some people hate you simply because they see you enjoying the success they don't have from the hard work they haven't done. That's terrible. I hate bullying people. People sure come from behind their keyboards. Katie does a great job, and I hate to see people do that to her. And then she says, it's ingrained in him. He said I was problematic for deleting messages to him. I told people, screenshot me. He was so degrading and gaslighting me privately, I blocked him. What's horrifying to me is how many hits this misogynistic jerk is going to get off this. I was going to leave a mean little comment, but then realised it would be a hit for him. Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. It's funny when us women stand up for ourselves and all of a sudden we are the problem. Keep shining a light. That's what she's written. Shining a light on what they do in the dark. It's starting to come to light because of your hard work. Yeah, so this is the type of stuff. Keemstar, Nick Snyder, H3, Preacher Boy, BXLB, and those are the only creators I can think of. Yes, that's right. Preacher Boy, burning bridges, Cade will not hurt you in any way, shape, or form. No, they won't. Oh, yes, Steph Noodles. Yeah. All right. She's full of surprises. Yeah, she's a man hater. All right. Oh, it is a game. It was a game. Go back to school and become a real journalist. All right. So let me just show you. All right. So that was that. I'm not going to show you. So Twitter, she did the same thing. So, right. I need to go to it. I've got screenshots and everything everywhere. So just excuse me while I just get these all organized. Because, like, it's been a day of having to grab screenshots because she's now since deleted everything that was done. The sad thing is, I feel like she would have interesting debate instead. It's just if you disagree with me, you're wrong. Should we get stupid? Hello, sweet tea. Yes, Poppy, she did just post that, but it's deleted now because it's... Oh, no, that's still there. Where are we? So this was one of the things that she says here. I mean... She goes, oh, what the hell did Preacher Boy say? Did he make a public statement? She says, yep, because these trolls sent him bogus Reddit links with false stories and videos that are all lies. I have nothing to hide. I am not Jim Bob. I am not Jim Bob, apparently. She's not Jim Bob. Irony, I know. So this is what she posted. So all the videos are gone now. Yes, he was told by my haters he was told by my haters that I'm problematic and did his own research. There is nothing about me that is problematic. Only the BS the trolls use. So this person is somebody that defended him and got deleted. I'm going to need to stop you. I understand you are frustrated that he has formed an opinion that does not line up I get that, but the things you are accusing him of out of her are honestly disgusting. As a survivor of SA, Eric has been one of my biggest supporters in finding my voice. His entire channel is dedicated to giving people, mostly women at that, a voice. He respects the hell out of women. He took part in a public video. Come on. Where'd it go? Took part in a public video live. He took part in a public live video, so he made his statement public, apologizing for his part. Please take a deep breath and understand that this is not the way. So he did this today or last night after you all talked. So then, this is a screenshot of what was sent. What you have done today proves to me that even today you still lack respect for women. You could have spoken to me, but instead chose to publicly humiliate me. Thanks for that. This is what he says. Katie, respectfully, this has nothing to do with you being a woman. I have worked alongside many incredible women over the course of my show, and I was not out to humiliate you. I saw things that were troubling and chose to distance myself. I made a public appearance and felt the need to address that public appearance in a public setting. That is all. Some of my concerns are validated in that you removed your first few kind messages and then chose to send a more antagonistic message when you didn't get a prompt response. I take full responsibility for joining a live without doing more research. That was on me. I've said my piece. So then he posted, posted this onto Twitter. So he says, I had 3 to 4 messages. The previous were apologies for the haters coming after me. When I opened the message, she had unsent those and instead called me misogynist. I responded privately. She sent a few more messages, then blocked me. I will not post much more regarding this situation, but felt the need to respond to this direct allegation and make it known that I did not avoid her messages as she's claimed. So this is the second live. So we're going to watch the second live now, and this is where she calls him misogynistic because he didn't respond in the way that she thought that he should respond. So he didn't respond fast enough for her. Well, I'm embarrassed for her. Oh, it's not playing yet. Let's go on. Here we go. So this is the next one. I can speed this one up. All right, let's speed this up a little bit. All right, here we go. We're ready? Number 2.
This is why I don't like, even if they're no longer in the cult. And I just want to go on record and say this because I said this when I was speaking to him yesterday on my live stream. Yesterday when I had...
So now she's saying that she's scared to speak to men from the cult. Disagreeing with individuals totally disrespectfully their high agenda.
I had Preacher Boy on my live because I had used his website in the past for information on various offenders. And
again, she didn't credit him once.
And the work that he had done.
Mate, honestly, maybe I'm popular, but this guy's just trying to distance and save face. I get it, but most of the time not doing research first is not an acceptable excuse and shouldn't be for him. Well, that's true. Her advocacy ends with the paycheck. Him posting their DMs is yikes out of his code. I think you'll find, Poppy, he did that after this. He's done this after this because he feels he needs to clear his name. So after that first one, she's come back and now she's going to talk about the fact that he hasn't responded to her messages, and she makes some very horrible allegations, and there's quite a few nasty implications in there. And I think that's why he shared it. So I've done that out of order, which I apologize. I shouldn't have.
I told him that I'm apprehensive to have men on my platform from this cult because men in this cult are abusers, and that I was afraid that connecting to people that are men in this cult because of their indoctrination and because of the way that they've been brought up about women, that they would not be respectful to me. I've also been afraid to have men on my platform.
She's going to start implying poppy seeds because he's from the cult. He's an abuser and he does things to women. You retracted. Oh, that's all right. As I said, it was my fault. I did it out of order. So she's already implying that he could be an abuser. So yeah. So this is why he brought out that statement.
Specifically because sexual abuse is so common in this cult that I would be afraid to platform someone who might have raped their sister or sexually assaulted someone or covered up for someone who sexually assaulted someone. I would be afraid to have a man on my platform that might have abused his wife. Or
she's implying now that she hasn't done research on him. I commented that. Did you, Jennifer? So she's now implying that she didn't do her research because he could have done any of those things, which I find to be absolutely distasteful. Well, that's pretty sick in the head. She's going to start crying. I blame the victim. Being a misogynist. So, KJ, you're implying that even if the man left the cult, this cannot change. Okay, I take back my initial criticism. I could have just shut up and listened. The irony. That's all right, Poppy Seeds. That's why I had to explain it. That's fine. She invited him but tries to imply that he searched her out. Yes, and she also implied that he's used her for clout and to get subs and to get her information. But remember last night or her last life, she said that he had sources and contacts that she doesn't have. Well, I won't have KJ on my lives because I can't prove she didn't kill JFK.
Hurt his sister or participated in the abuse of women and children. And I said that to him because the men in this cult are dangerous. And it's hard to know which ones are going to be real and honest or who are doing something to clear their name. When he was on my...
Someone says, so you're bashing him now just because he decided not to be associated with you. That was a quick about face. Now, remember, he was in the Independent Fundamental Baptists, the IFB. He wasn't in the he wasn't in the Duggar, he's not in the Duggar one. So he wasn't in that, he wasn't even in that. Anyway. But don't let facts get in the way of you telling your story, KJ.
Live, I asked him why he was so compelled to do this. I said, are you compelled to do this because you participated in this cult and did bad things? Are you trying to almost right a wrong? And he said, yes, that he was bringing people into this cult, that he was part of the problematic beliefs, that he contributed to that, and that he wants to expose that.
When did he say that? Because I don't remember him saying that in the live. And that was his other point, is that she says stuff. He says that she said stuff that he didn't say. And I don't remember him saying any of that.
But the problem is, when people do that, sometimes they don't do the work they need on themselves to realize that they still are not treating women well. Because this cult doesn't value or respect women. And when you've been learned your whole life not to value or respect women, you're not going to value or respect someone who's a peer when you find out something about them that you don't like. A man would generally, if you're a colleague and care about your craft, if you care about your craft and you care about...
He said he was only being polite. He was trying to be polite. It was just a conversation. So what are you getting the impression here? I like when I first watched this, I thought she was implying that he may have done some stuff, and I still think. Do we know what he saw? I believe in the quick little chat today, he said he watched some more of her videos, and there was some stuff that he said that. There was some stuff that he saw that he knew wasn't necessarily true. And then he went and checked out the other stuff. That's what he said. I feel she was strong. I feel she's strongly implying. Now you see why he posted what he did, because he wanted to show that, no, he doesn't respect women. Again, he wrote a very nice, respectful reply. He's allowed to change his mind. Hi, Jessica. Hi.
Women, and you care about healing, I want to tell you something. I'm a woman. Using my...
I'm a woman. She's trying to make this about gender. She's a woman. I am woman. Yeah, mirror. He's absolutely did the right thing by posting that. Just not that into you.
Using my platform, going against men that hate me, that don't respect me. And I'm putting myself, I'm not proving myself right. I'm actually sharing my heart. My heart is that I'm scared of the men in this cult because I've talked to the women who have survived them. And I know what they teach women, men and women about women, and how they don't respect or validate them or care about them. And instead of coming to me, he proved by going public and making a public statement about me, which was actually humiliating and a shaming me publicly by saying that I was problematic, with actually coming to me, talking with me.
Yeah, preach. He does. So as I said, I'm going to see if he's happy to do come onto this channel and see what we have a bit of a chat. But we'll just see what happens. Why she's so scared she has no contact with. Hi everyone. Hey KJ, you never learn. Remember, give them a rope and watch them hang themselves. You can still turn around. Soon it will be too late. Lawsuits are floating. Please stop. Make sure claim he distanced himself because she's. No, you're not scared of men in this cult. You simply hate all men.
Putting out a public statement to stop harassment he was receiving, and in order to do so, threw me to the wolves. Because in his cult, you don't respect women. And it's easy to do that when you grow up your whole life learning that women aren't valued.
He threw it to the wolves. He just said he wasn't going to declare it. He wasn't going to have her on his channel. Oh. Threw her to the wolves.
And women don't matter. And it's easy to publicly humiliate someone when you've grown up your whole life believing that as a man, your opinion matters more. And when you can so easily throw away and discard a woman that's literally, he's not in the cult anymore, but he has to unwire all of that. He even said on my stream that he is still working through things. Do you know how much trauma and how much abuse people experience? And all of his development is still ingrained. You have to unlearn.
His website is excellent and his resources are spot on. We went through them last night and had a look. Oh, she didn't let him tell his... No, she didn't let him have the opinion. Those dramatics. She also said he was a dull date. He also said she was a dull date, but she probably had a ugly feet. I swear, it's just like she's had her first love break up with her, the way she's carrying on. She got a lot more than the rest of us from his conversation. She did, didn't she?
Learn everything. None of that just automatically goes away. You have to relearn everything. You have to learn that everything that you were taught was wrong. And then you can't you fall back on the things. You have to deprogram. And if you've been out for 10 years, you still can realize that you still have so much left to learn. So the only thing I'm using this for is that
the only thing I'm using it for is to tell you that he's a bad person. He's misogynist.
I'm not going to give him grace in the respect that he made a public statement to humiliate me, and he won't respond to me in DMs.
Like, is her high school sweetheart is just rejected. I know, that's really... So she's not going to give him the grace and respect. And he still treated her with grace and respect. Definitely the behavior of a woman scorned.
And it's clear that he would rather just believe what he wants about me and then humiliate me and then not give me the courtesy to speak to me. And if you're going to treat a woman like that, all I can say to you, after I've graciously given you time on my platform to share what you do, I had no agenda. I had no goals. I just wanted to give you a voice.
Okay, I graciously gave you. She said it right there. Yeah, he won't respond to me in DMs because she'd sent three or four of them, and then he actually had another life. And then he finally responded, but then she said that she did this. Her platform. I gave her a platform. I made you, preacher boy. How dare you reject me? I made you. I gave you subs.
And then to have you so just disrespectfully treat me, it just shows that, like, I hope you continue to do better, and I hope you continue to get help and realize that, like, this is not how you treat people that try to help and that are just honestly doing things that they're for caring. He didn't speak to me, and he will not respond to me.
Well, he did. You blocked him. So now she's saying he won't speak to him. He wrote a response. He was my friend first. And then someone says, you even got him some new followers. This is unbelievable that she has completely turned on him. She was battling her eyelashes on him. Now he's the devil. I was your friend first. The weird thing is I can see someone being upset after a friendly hangout. The other person publicly rejects association with you. That'd be awful, but also KJ is awful. I hope you become pro-choice like I told you yesterday. It's all the same traits as the men she calls out cult leaders. Oh, we've still got 4 minutes of this one. Take you serious, person.
I did. Like, my platform, I'm responding because I gave him a platform on my channel and on my Instagram, which is really large compared to his.
There we have it. I gave him and he has not worshipped my feet.
And he's disparaging me. And I don't want people to hate him, but I also want people to understand that, like, I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't have an uncomfortable, irresponsible conversation with him. I was polite and courteous, and that's just how
she was kind and courteous. KJ, you didn't flip your hair, flirt, smile so much, maybe he wouldn't have blocked you. My channel. Remember, she was kind and courteous. She wasn't rude to him. No, she just ate M&Ms.
Conversation with him. I was polite and courteous, and that's just how I am. And I am allowed to respond to someone making a public statement about me that is disrespectful without even giving me the courtesy to tell me why. I'm sure he was threatened. I'm sure he was harassed. And I'm sure it's uncomfortable for him. But he's also been, he was brainwashed and he still has a long way to go. I don't know. Anyways, don't send hate to him.
Well, they already have.
He was clear in his statement that he saw research about me that literally isn't true or accurate, and he didn't speak to me about it. And he was probably directed to sources that are also false. And again, if you're going to have a career in this world, if you're going to listen to trolls instead of actually speaking to the people that you've spoken to and giving them the benefit of the doubt, You're not going to build relationships that are lasting and effective. You're going to be easily manipulated by the trolls. And I don't allow the trolls to dictate how I feel about people. I don't allow the trolls to like care about my life. What bothers me is the level of harassment they go to when they think that I'm doing things like this and I don't. I have panic attacks. I have anxiety. I was very pleasant. But if you want to actually have a relationship, you don't listen to somebody else and then just do your research based on what they told you to watch and then verify if it's true by coming to the source that you claimed a day before.
The Reddit has been having a field day. We'll have a look at that. She wouldn't have commented. Why? I mean, I don't know why she actually had to do this. Because after she did it, and then it was funny because after this was deleted because once he'd responded to her and she blocked him, this video disappeared and then the others kept disappearing. So like it's like,
or you admired their work. You didn't come to me. You went straight to social media to save face.
You didn't go to him. You went straight to social media to tell everybody what a horrible person he was. You didn't give him time to respond. You know, everybody has a life. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, KJ, if he didn't respond immediately to you. And there was a time delay.
Instead of actually having a conversation. Don't send hate to him. Just honestly, I wanted to say my piece, and misogyny is so thick in this group that it hurts my heart that it took him no thought to publicly humiliate me with a statement like that, because it's easy. I'm a woman.
There you go. He disparaged her because she was a woman. I don't know. I don't know how long it was. I didn't get that information out of him, and I didn't ask. That's right. There's still one more to go yet. I just want to have a look at. I'm going to just put preacher. I'm going to show him. She was not very happy, was she? So, right, so there was a whole heap of stuff. So this is his Twitter account. So this was his first one. So that was his statement. Okay. And then, so there's lots of stuff. So people are saying, glad you found out. Oh, look, there's somebody that you may know. I've suggested that he gets in contact with Suzanne Tickermeyer, who wrote No Longer Equivalent. And I just think that would be with his like growing up in the IBF and her that it would be a very good collaboration. So so there's all of that. So he's got a lot of support. So he's I'm disappointed to hear this. Katie is fantastic. Some trolls got to you. Shameful. Someone says, don't worry, Judy, you'll soon see the light. We've all been there. We look forward to hearing from you soon when you finally get fed up with her constant drama. No, you're wrong. And it's like, we're not trolls. So Just how dare he believe his own eyes and ears. So then it was there was another one. This one. All of you, every single one of you, levels of harassment. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's gonna sign me in. No, that's not gonna work. All right, we'll get out of that one. Yeah, so the Twitter was really bizarre, to be honest with you. It was really, really bizarre. And people were just inundated him with messages. But he did say he also found her Thugger fascination and her reaching to be very, very concerning. So, you know. That's just what was said. Okay. I'm not problematic. Give me one example of problematic behavior. And he said it. He said that you've given me some, you know, the way that you've spoken to me today. Like, all right, let's have a look. Got some more screenshots here. What have we got? Heaps of screenshots. No humming, I am woman, hear me roar. I am woman, hear me roar. Okay, so here is, oh yeah, that's right, we'll do this one. What is wrong with it? That's a good question. So this was also got to look at with our crystal ball. So he also, this is, all right. So this says, I had 3 to 4 messages. She previously apologized for her haters coming after me. When I opened up the message, she'd unsent those, instead called me a misogynist. I responded politely. She sent me a few more. She was one of the first people to contact me about an interview, and what did I know? Then she claimed things I didn't say. She's now blocked on most of my social media. That is the woman, the TikTok woman. Do I know if organizations most help and abuse women in these circles? I really don't know. That's a very good question, Poppy Seeds. The ones that one of the ones the Preacher Boy has put on there is a religious one. One of his contacts is a religious one. It's all right. So we'll do this live, and then we'll go on to, we'll look at this other live, and then we'll go into to Reddit, because there's some gold in Reddit, which he did like. He was very impressed. All right, so here we go. So this was the last one of the day.
I have a bunch. Hello, everyone. Because I can't answer questions from you guys, but I'm just going to ask you. You guys listen.
So she's going to turn off comments because she doesn't want to be distracted. Oh, thank you, Busy Bee. Thanks. Oh, that's why. I do so much. Yeah, I know. I just sit around waiting for her to get to go on. I've been thinking about KJ's approach to all the anti-religion person. She treats this all like a freak show, whether she's helping savages or I don't know. I mean, well, that's why that's why I wanted to ask him whether he was still a believer, because or whether he'd left, because I know the fact that he would still believe. She would not like that. So, but yeah.
And then I will turn the comments back on when I'm done, but there's going to be a lot of information that I'm sharing right now.
Now she is actually going to say, I tried to become a member on there. Oh, really? Oh, have we got the membership link there, Poppy Seeds? We'll try and get it for you, Kim. She's going to make some really bold statements here, and you need to be prepared for this, because this is probably this is if you haven't been angry yet, you are going to be angry shortly. It's the same for you too, Kim. Oh no, that's no good. I just don't have it at hand at the moment.
So just hang tight. I know you guys love to comment, but I promise you that this will be worth your wait or your inability to comment, okay? All right. So comments are going off. So I want to talk with you guys about a few things, and I'll be doing a more, I apologize, I just literally, or your inability to comment, okay? All right. So comments are going off. So I want to talk with you guys about a few things, and I'll be doing a more, I apologize, I just literally put my son to bed, so kind of.
There you go. Yeah, I'll have to log in on YouTube to do that. Just give me a minute. She just put her son to bed, by the way. She just put her son to bed, people. All right. Give me a moment, and I'll try and pin that comment. But yes, you can watch her while I'm
hot mess right now. I'm like, my makeup's running. It's that time of night.
No one cares.
It's been a wild day. My hair's a mess. I was just laying in bed with my kid. Okay, so welcome everyone. Thank you for joining me. Earlier today, I had a conversation with actually a few people, and it's been one of those days where there's still a lot of information coming in and a lot of trying to figure out what's going on and why things are the way they are. There's been a lot of people from a lot of different places contacting me, reaching out to me, wanting their stories to be told. First and foremost, I just want to say something. I'm not an advocate. There's been a lot of people that is here to, advocate.
So there you go. You just heard it from me. She's not an advocate. Did you hear that? And my computer's just not working at the moment. Here we go. She's not an advocate, people. Do not ask her to advocate. She's not an advocate. I'm just trying to get this up so I can get the live chat. She's not an advocate, okay? She's not an advocate. And yeah, it's funny because all the people on his Instagram, if you go and have a look at Preacher Boy's Instagram, they all talk about the fact that she's an advocate. Hence why the title of today. Katie, I'm not an advocate, Joy. He's not an advocate. It's actually not letting me pin the comment, believe it or not. Like, I don't know what's going on. Stop mucking around, computer. All right. Thank you, Kim, for joining. I just love the fact that people are just joining. Wow. Stop touching the hair. I know. If she says one more time. Yeah, well, today's word is troll. She's always said she was an advocate. That's right. She did say she was an advocate. She's always said she's an advocate, and she's not. She's saying she's not now, and I don't understand it. I don't understand why she's not saying she's. I don't know. Like, how can you change like that? It's funny how she got upset. It's funny how she got upset that he changed his mind, but apparently she's allowed to change her mind and not be an advocate now. Hello, Sandy Sunday. All right. Her last video was, I am a yes. Welcome. She says she's not an advocate, but she's been advocating for people. All right, here's my question. If she's not an advocate, why is she wanting survivors to speak to her? Why is she wanting to why does she want to bring down the cult if she's not an advocate? She's saying it now because she's been called out for not having info and people to help. So what is the whole point of her doing what she's doing if she's not an advocate? That's what I want to know. What do you think? Because what's the reason? I mean, other than the money. Money, money, money. Must be funny in the KJ's world. So if she's not an advocate, reporter, or journalist, is she gossip? Well, she has to be. Instigate people and take the credit. Yeah. Her house of straws, it was huffed and puffed and blue.
Or, provide resources. I report stories. So while I hope to shed light on things, I'm definitely not the resource for providing that kind of stuff. But I do have lots of people in the comments that typically have resources, and I've provided a couple, but that's definitely not my main job. So I just want to put that disclaimer out. I'm just going to be reporting what's going on. So today I had conversations with a couple of people.
She's not reporting. She's actually gossiping, because if she was reporting, she would have... Shut up, KJ. If she was reporting, she'd have receipts and she'd say, this is what's happened. Here is the prayer. Da, 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 da. Then this happened, then this happened, then this happened, then this happened. But now she's going to talk about some daggers in the closet.
There are people that know Josh from back when he was in DC, and there was people that know Josh from when he was at this specific rehab, this place that he was supposed to go and get fixed back in 2015 after all that stuff came out about Ashley Madison. And there was people that I spoke to with direct knowledge about what's going on with the Duggar daughters and just in general what's happening within the family. And I can't express to you enough, and I'm going to put this as kindly as possible, but I can't express to you enough how little, according to sources, how little the girls in this family have been considered when it comes to all of this, or whether or not they have had support from their family. And what
now at the moment the girls are adults, so I believe, so she's essentially saying they don't get enough support, but most of them are adults now. Where people was not people, so driving me nuts. Should have the who, what, where, in the have resources. That's right, not an advocate. People in comments have resources qualified. And she's got comments off as well. So she says people in the comments have resources, but she's got the comments off so nobody can share.
Whether or not they have received services and whether or not their emotions have been of concern to the family. Multiple people I've spoken to over the course of weeks and even today have all said that the girls have really been placed at second to Josh, and Josh is the priority of the family. Josh has been the priority of the family, and
well, at the moment, Josh is on bail under big tight conditions. Of course, they're going to think about him. Women haven't had rights incident. We fought for them. We keep fighting for them. I don't understand. If she lived 100, she'd be very upset. She would be very upset. So the girls are married women with their own children and husbands. Correct. Yeah, and this is. And don't forget, there are still some younger children in the house too that need attention and care. So, of course, they're not going to give all their attention to the big girls.
Josh continues to be the priority of Jim Bob. I asked a source today if, the girls, the victims had, are Jim Bob and Michelle reaching out? Are they worried? Are they concerned? And Jim Bob, I'm told, is just utterly obsessed with protecting Josh and managing his legal team, managing the legal case.
Isn't that what you do? Isn't that what you do, though? If you had a child that was arrested and charged, wouldn't you be doing that? This is how the religion works. They find the males to give ones. Yes, that's the girls are in the end, but none of them would trade lives with "I know best" KJ. But isn't that what you do? Wouldn't you be putting your time and effort into the court case, making sure the lawyers are being sorted out? It's been lovely, ladies. I have to go to work now. I hope you have a good day. All right, see you, Karen. An advocate says get fixed. Yes. But she's not an advocate, Peter. She just said that before. She's not an advocate, so now she can talk any way she likes. She's not an advocate. I know if one of my children was arrested and had to face court, that's where my time and energy would be going, into that child. Because why? That's my child. Oh, she called Amy is what she's saying. She's doing this to back up her claims that Preacher Boy took advantage of her. Here we go again with speculation. Yes, you fight for your child no matter how old they are. I wouldn't, to be honest. I'd be giving my energy to my grandkids, but not their dad's defense, I don't think. Granny observes, Toad eventually saw this interview and saw KJ was really available for a strange man. She was off learning crazy. She was. I mean, but did Toad benefit, though?
And basically, the girls are not a factor. But that's not That's not anything new, I'm told. I'm told that in this group and in this cult specifically, I mean, it was eerie today talking to people that literally know these girls very well, having people say the girls don't get to have emotions. Like, that was what they said. The girls don't get to have emotions. You don't understand, Katie. They don't get to feel.
Nobody needed that mental image. It's sad she doesn't understand. Oh dear. I wondered why Toad walks around with a smile on his face. No, I haven't seen him. That's why he's in hiding. He's probably upset too, because now. Why would she again? She's so judged.
They are only supposed to be happy. They don't get to speak. They don't get to have an opinion. And when something happens to them, they don't get to, it's either their fault or it's not that big of a deal. And it's never their concern, because they are not valued in this group, because their whole purpose in life is only to make babies. And beyond that, they serve no other purpose. And they're only supposed to be mothers, taking care of the kids and making the babies. They're not valued by the men. They're not valued by the men.
KJ, that it takes, that they just can't make babies on their own. You mean have babies, not make babies? They can't actually. They can't make babies on their own. Well, that's right. Tell us something new, because this is all old news. But other than the fact, well, I did learn apparently you can make babies. So I want to know how you make babies.
Family, according.
No, I don't. Is this true? Asking for a friend. What, that you can't make babies? Or that women are supposed to make babies?
My source, and they're not being valued in what's happening right now. So apparently there was a story that went out by the Sun who said that Jim Bob had told everyone what was going on and everyone knew ahead of time. Well, I'm told that that's not necessarily true. I was told that Jim Bob was telling people that the raid didn't actually happen, but when people were confronting him about, it being on the front page of the news, KNWA, or their local TV saying it happened, he then backtracked and said allegedly that, oh, they just stopped by. His initial story he was telling people was, these people are just looking for a story. And then when confronted with evidence, it was, well, yeah, it did happen, but maybe not that big of a deal.
Some people don't want to talk about that. I mean, that would be embarrassing, to be honest. So that's what happened to you. Oh, that's funny.
Like, they just stopped by to talk to us. And people and around them were trying not to feel blindsided, knowing that something could happen and knowing that the media attention could become overwhelming. People wanted to know what was going to happen and they wouldn't tell them, I guess. So when things started getting closer and things became more secretive, and there was never, I'm told, an indication from them that it was what it was going on. When he was arrested, most of the girls found out like everyone else, literally through the news, which kind of reminds me of how Amy found out. Remember back in 2015, Amy had said publicly in an article with People that she found out that Josh Duggar had done those.
Hi, pale girl. All I hear is the Looney Tunes theme song. It's stopping song. Oh, I tell you, you know what song's been going through my head today with all this stuff? It's Cyndi Lauper's True Colors. We'll see your true colors shining through. We'll see your true colors. Because that's essentially what she's shown. She's shown her true colors, and she's shown why she might be deemed as problematic. She's not helping. No, she's not helping at all.
Things to his sister through the news. So it's kind of like how they withheld that information from Amy. So Amy had no idea. She said that publicly, that she had no clue that Josh had done that to his sisters, and they had never told her. And then they had her film with him where he basically degraded her for season after season after season. And the Duggars had no problem making Amy look like the bad girl, the rebel, the black sheep, the naughty one, and then they allowed Josh to look like the good kid that literally for his job on this show degraded her.
Was that before or after she signed her NDA?
And it was supposed to be cute and funny, and it wasn't. And I think that in of itself was enough for Amy to quit and want nothing to do with the show. So what happened now?
Come a chameleon. You come and go. You come and go. Come on, freezy, if your color's been like my dreams. Sorry, Joe, you mean True Colors by Casey Chambers? Is that different? No, the Cyndi Lauper version. That's the original one. I don't know. I haven't heard True. I'll have to have a listen to Casey Chambers.
With the daughters is kind of similar to what happened to Amy. So the girls didn't know what was coming. They had no clue. And when the arrest happened, there was a lot of confusion, I guess, according to my source, because they didn't know what the charges were. They just knew like what it said, but they had no idea, and nothing had been really told to them. So they went to the hearing, a lot of them, I'm told, because they wanted to hear what it was. They wanted to like have their own understanding of what happened. And it was when they found out from the hearing about everything, when everything sort of changed. And they were like, I'm told their worlds were like shattered. Because
I have no idea, Poppy Seeds. You're 5 minutes behind on top chat. Oh, no, Peter. So they all wanted to go because they wanted to find out. There are some parents, like mine included, that won't talk about any scandal in the family. They just don't do it. I found out something once about, I was doing some family research and found out something about one of my grandparents and one of my grandfathers. And I said, Mum, why didn't you tell me about this? And she goes, we don't talk about that. I'm like, okay. Okay, well, I found out. So, you know, some people are comfortable talking about things that happen. I watched every episode since it was specials, and Amy was always fun. Don't recall her being made to the. Did I catch my joke about Toad? He was croaking last night, Poppy. Croaking last night, Peter.
Realized that their dad had lied to them. And their whole life they've been told and taught to obey him. Never, you know, because that the whole thing with Michelle and Jim Bob is blind obedience is obedience. I mean, she wrote about that in her book. Never question authority. So if they've been told over and over and over again their whole lives to never question authority, and then they find out their authority has lied to them, and what has actually happened is a lot more severe than what they were ever led to believe, was like earth shattering. So the response you saw from Ginger and Jeremy was authentic. Like that.
Oh, they're authentic now. They're authentic now. I have to tell you, let me just tell you a story about, I loved Boy George and Culture Club. I remember, because I was so innocent and so naive, I had no idea he was gay. I just thought that was all part of his costume, and and that was, you know, where he was flamboyant and fun. And I remember finding out like he was gay, and I was so shocked that I hadn't worked it out. But I still like, don't go and get your girl. She's making herself out to be a hypocrite again. That's all right. Wait, oh, we're not at the worst part yet. We're not at the worst part.
Exactly how they're feeling. And I guess apparently Joy and Austin are also really, so that, remember how Joy and Austin did the one comment and then they did the second one? I guess Austin is very upset, like very angry. And
but if they're not like somebody else that we know that's angry and then goes and blasts on social media. Like, just because it's not on social media doesn't mean that they don't care, or they've only made one comment. Doesn't mean. What in the name? Is he? Is KJ draining on about? Don't know.
They're trying to figure out what they're going to do, but they're really not doing very well because they're not okay with what happened, and they're not okay with being lied to. And
the problem is Miss Katie Joy, is that at this stage, everything is still allegations. It's alleged. Until he has his day in court and he's found guilty, it's still all allegations. Now, while I do think, well, my personal opinion is that he is probably guilty and he probably will go to jail. It depends on, we haven't seen what they've got. So there may not be enough evidence. There have been people that have got off these types of charges because of not enough evidence. So, oh, that's right, the house he bought, yeah. So he's still innocent until proven guilty. And if you watch the Preacher Boys podcast, he actually has a disclaimer to say that everybody that he's spoken about, it's allegations and that they're innocent until proven guilty. He actually puts that as a part of his podcast. So they're just allegations. Nothing's been proven. Hello, Sunny D.
Have to kind of find their way now. And that can be kind of scary. Like, if you're not ready to leave, imagine how that will like flip your world upside down. So the reaction you're seeing from them of
it's interesting, Will, because in the documents that Josh's side filed to the court, one of the issues was about the way that they acquired the evidence. And that could be the undoing. I mean, let's just say that there is, let's just speculate. So let's just say that there was evidence with the way they got, and he walked free. What's this going to do? What's this going to do to KJ? Because she's been talking about how, she's been making all these speculations. I mean, it's like, we have to wait and see.
Time to process. She really needed time to process because they had no clue. And now when you look back and you see how people were so like, well, why aren't they saying anything? What's going on? This doesn't make sense. Don't they understand? Because we were led to believe that Jim Bob had told them all, right? Because that's what the Sun put out and that's what the media. And they have people that will say things to the media to just completely diminish a story so
she's saying that they do it to the Sun and not to her. Is that what she's saying? So she's saying they will have people speak to the Sun to just diminish the story. But what about her? Why aren't they feeding? What's the likelihood of her getting duff stuff? I think she just likes to hear self-talking video. She can't spend an hour offline.
It doesn't seem as big as it is. They will give enough information to the media through anonymous sources to calm the waters and give enough information, but then they won't. It'll be deceptive. And so you think, oh, they know, but they don't. So
how does she know? Like she says, oh, she's verified her sources, but how does she know she's not getting duff information?
Jim Bob is spending all of his time worrying about Josh. And apparently that's because Jim Bob is desperate to save himself and his money.
Why is he saving himself? It's Josh that's on the line.
It's not about the girls. It's about his brand, apparently, according to the source. And he will do everything to protect, according to my source, his money.
So the source sounds like they're jilted. They haven't. Sounds like the source is jealous that they weren't told. My sauce, my tomato sauce, and my mustard sauce. He's trying to save Josh. Yes, my mustard sauce and my barbecue sauce. My mustard sauce.
Even if it means hurting his daughters, even if it means protecting his son, because he has built an image where he's been the perfect dad in his mind, which nobody believes that. I don't think anyone believes that, but he believes that. And in his circle.
Is that like her believing that she's the perfect mum? Hey, KJ, there is no saving Josh. She's not saying anything new. She's really not saying anything new.
People are even starting to be disturbed and disgusted. And that says a lot, you guys. Like,
yes, I'm being disturbed and disgusted right now.
I'm hearing a lot of stories of very bad things that have happened in this group. And when people are like at a point where they're like flat out disgusted by this, it's gotten to a point where even in this group, this is not acceptable. And I think they're so good at covering things up and not being honest, and things not actually going to court. And I think they don't tell people things because in court, the truth comes out. And so if they can keep it out of the court, they can really downplay things.
Oh, like her. Like her with her negotiations with Taddy. I don't know of many people that publicly that get excited that they're going to court.
And control the information, but you can't, in good conscience, listen to what you listen to in that hearing and not realize how serious this is. So it's a mess right now. There's a lot of hurt, and while Jim Bob is running around going to build a fence for Josh to be protected, Josh's victims are not. You start to wonder, is this the family that you should be supporting? In a lot of ways, he might not be the Josh. He might not be the dad from the Willis family that's doing these things, but he's in so many ways the same, because he's complicit and he's enabling and he's part of it. And it's just really sad. The girls, I felt like crying when I heard it. And Josh is apparently just a sociopath. And my source says is like the kind of person that has no remorse, like ever. And when they claimed to have sent him to a rehab, and it was literally just a camp where he read.
Apparently he just read the Bible. Oh, dear me. Oh, no, this is like, old news. Wondering. Well, I was going to say, why is she so certain that her source is not, why her source is not lying to her? Because let's just say she's very quick to go and put stuff out on social media when she gets something. So she's a broken record. Hello, B Littles. She is a broken record.
The Bible. That was it. All he did was read the Bible again in 2015. And that was it. There was no counseling. There was no psychiatry. There's nothing. There was no discussion about why he was doing what he was doing. It was, you just need to read the Bible and you'll stop doing what you're doing. No digging down, figuring out emotions, no discussing emotions, no talking about why he feels this way, nothing.
Of course you were there, were you?
Smug. And Anna, for all of you guys that are wondering.
Oh, here we go. So remember yesterday, remember what she said to Preacher Boy, that, people speculate, but she keeps, she's trying to tell people how hard it is for Anna and stuff like that. How she came across as being very sympathetic to Anna's predicament. Remember that? I know, Pearl. I don't know how she knows all of this. And this is why, like, I'd be interested to talk to someone like Preacher Boy or Justin from that podcast, because they would be able to tell you what it was like, what these places were. So do you remember she said that? Does everyone remember that she said in the podcast about how she kept saying that Anna's, it's hard for Anna to leave, and, and he said about grace and empathy towards her. And, well, watch this. Hello, Camilla.
In an abusive marriage, and she is controlled by him, and she can't show emotion. Like, that's what my source said. Like, she's like, my source said,
oh, she said she. That's what she said. Listen. Oh,
is like taught her whole life that she doesn't have a choice. That's what she's taught. And if he tells her that it's this by him, and she can't show emotion, like, that's what my source said. Like, she's like the source. She's just outed another source. Oh. Hello, 182 people. Oops. 184. Wow. Hello. Yes, she's outed her source. A she. Let's listen to that again. Camp where he read the Bible. That was it. All he did was read the Bible again in 2015. And that was it. There was no counseling. There was no psychiatry. There's nothing. There was no discussion about why he was doing what he was doing. It was, you just need to read the Bible and you'll stop doing what you're doing. No digging down, figuring out emotions, no discussing emotions, no talking about why he feels this way, nothing. Smug and Anna, for all of you guys that are wondering, is in an abusive marriage, and she is controlled by him, and she can't show emotion. Like, that's what my source said. Like, she's like
another source bites the dust. Another source bites the dust. She's plot thing. She keeps tonight. I mean, she goes into so much detail to explain why it can't be Amy. And another one leaked, and another one leaked. Another source bites the dust. Hello, how's her mama? How's her mum? Ooh. She's going to blurt the truth. Another source bites the dust. Whoa, 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 whoa. Another source bites the dust. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Anyway. So, everybody, if you're time stamping, 1716, she outs the source. I'm looking at my source in the mirror. I'll make you help a music video parody. Oh, did we already knew the source was a woman? Okay. I'm looking at my source in the mirror. I'm hoping they will stay this way. I'm looking at my source in the mirror. If you want to tell your secrets, you better be, I don't know. All right.
She's like, my source said that, like, she, being Anna, is like taught her whole life that she cannot show emotion.
How many copyright strike hits will no, he's never surprised, actually. The interesting thing is, though, I've been able to get, they've just changed, you can actually get all your they put in a review system now. I've been able to get my last 7 videos turned orange into green by asking them to be manually reviewed. So I'm hitting the green.
She can't, or she'll be blamed for Josh doing something, or get in trouble for something Josh did. She has to obey him. She doesn't have a choice. That's what she's taught. And if he tells her that this is not true, she can't question him.
I thought the last time she talked about a source being a man, I don't know. I thought she outed anyway.
And in their relationship, I'm told, in some of the relationships, they say in the IBLP, some of the girls have more control. But I'm told in Anna and Josh's, she has no control. Like, he is very controlling. He controls everything. And I'm also told that he handles all the discipline. So if you are wondering if there's corporal punishment that's happening with their children, I'm told there is, by a source. So, and it's Josh that does that. So it's not just Anna is...
Right. How many times has she said source? Source in the mirror. Oh, look, I think that he'll do a plea. I think he might do a plea deal as well, Jean. But, however, if they do have a strong enough case as far as the fact that there is questions over the evidence collection, they may take their chance.
Just lost, but she doesn't know any different. Because she's been told her whole life she can't have feelings.
Feelings. Nothing. Feelings. Oh, feelings. She's on the source. It looks like she's trying to convince us she actually has a source. If Josh walks free, then her payday will continue. It will continue. Yeah. Yeah, it means that I'm getting, some of my videos now that I wasn't getting revenue from ads, and now I'm going to get revenue, which is really cool.
Just lost, but she doesn't know any different because she's been told her whole life she can't have feelings. Like, when you start to really unpack the trauma that these kids have gone through, and you start to unpack the emotional, the fact that they haven't been able to emotionally develop at all. And you realize that they're not allowed to have feelings, thoughts, emotions. Everything in life is bad. It's no wonder that really bad things happen, because they have no frame of reference at all. They have nothing. Everything is bad. So if everything's bad, then why not do the worst? Because if you're going to get in trouble for the most mild thing, you might as well go all the way in. And they're not allowed to explore the world, and they're not allowed to think for themselves. And when your whole life is being thought, and you're indoctrinated and born into this, it sets you up.
Oh, cool.
For a lifetime of...
shut up. KJ is bad. She's bad. She's really, really bad. Oh, dear. No, KJ, that isn't why Josh did it. That would be interesting, commentator auditor. They if they could sue her. I don't think he'll get off, but it'd be interesting. And he misplays the piano. Yep. She's bad. She's bad. She is really, really bad.
Confusion, and you're fighting natural instincts, and you're literally told that you having your own feelings about yourself is selfish, and you wanting to feel a certain way is pride. And everything, literally everything, you're paralyzed by, because it's all wrong. You're all going, everything is say it's temptation, it's this, it's that. So they've been drilled into that every thought, every emotion, everything is wrong. And then they've been programmed to have these character qualities. So then they literally become robotic. And it's when people say that she's brainwashed, after I've talked to people today, you're truly underestimating how brainwashed she is.
This is rinse, repeat, rinse. Oh, that's all right. As I said, she's going to talk about some closet duggers in a minute too, and
She's very disconnected. She doesn't even know it. All right, I'll turn some comments on. So that's what I have. I'll do a more, like a longer video tomorrow. But it's been a very busy, exhausting day.
Yeah, very busy, exhausting day. Yes, I've been fighting with somebody. I've been breaking up with somebody. I think, hey, Carol, I think the sauce is curry sauce and barbecue sauce. I couldn't think of any other sauces. Like, for me, I don't like barbecue sauce. I like tomato sauce. So went the way, I know.
And I'm grateful to the people that have reached out and have shared and have been a part of this. And you know,
thank you for my dislike, KJ. It always comes through. It was funny because I know that she reads the Discord in Without a Crystal Ball, the Without a Crystal Ball Discord, and I said something to her, hey KJ, thanks for the topic of my channel tonight. I look forward to my dislike. And say,
what was kept from the girls? Everything.
KJ came in like a hurricane. I hope she watches. I mean, I'd like her to say hello and at least. I mean, I don't have any M&Ms though, but but I wouldn't mind. Look, she reads Douglas Snark. She reads Douglas Snark. KJ's not my sunshine, not my sunshine. She makes me angry every day. KJ is not my sunshine, not my sunshine. She makes me angry every day. And the lady was reaching out for help. She said she couldn't help her. Like, what the heck? Yeah.
Everything.
Well, Poppy Seeds, if you join the chat, I'd probably freeze for a moment. I wouldn't be fangirling. I would be panicking. And then I'd be sending a message to a lawyer I know. Going, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And I'd be sending a message to Rick to say, hey, you're the manager. Come and sort this out.
People don't, with the IBLP, I think some people don't even realize what they're getting into when they start.
Well, well, the thing is, Tia, he's also from Minnesota, so he would need to translate for me.
You get love bombed. You don't walk into a cult thinking that you're joining a cult. You know, you walk in being like told how great you are and how much love you're going to get and how loved on you're going to be, and you get intoxicated, exhilarated, and feel wonderful.
Oh, like you do to all your little fans.
And you don't realize until it's too late, and then you're brainwashed, and then, you know, Josh's brothers all work for Jim Bob. Every single one of them. So something you guys don't like to talk about, but I think is very necessary, and I'm not going to say who or what or where.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. She's about to. All right. So she's not giving any information, but she's going to give you something.
Because of the IBLP tampering down everything and making everything wrong, if a child...
I just finally figured out my budgie's newest noise. It's trying to laugh. Oh, no. Oh, I'm sorry, Carol. That's funny. My community, there are lots of big businesses that are run by father and sons. Well, exactly. You'd think she was talking to a 5-year-old. I'm going to tell you something, and it's a secret, and you can't tell anybody else. I can't give you any other information. We could recreate the scene from like their front door with the big car he's educating on the beds and pieces. Oh dear. I think Rakita Law lives the closest. I think we were going to nominate him. Is it Rakita Law? He lives the closest. It's okay, Jay. Love the laugh. Makes my day.
Happens to be gay or happens to have what they would say is same-sex attraction, they're not allowed to act on. Josh's brothers all work for Jim Bob.
Just taking it back so you can hear the whole sentence. So she's outing somebody.
Every single one of them. So something you guys don't like to talk about, but I think is very necessary, and I'm not going to say who or what or where, but because of the IBLP tampering down everything and making everything wrong, if a child happens to be gay or happens to have what they would say is same-sex attraction, they're not allowed to act on that. There are children of the Duggars, I'm told by sources, that are 100% gay, and they can't do anything about it.
There you go. She doesn't say it, but she talks about Jenna next. She talks about Jenna, so it's again implied. She's done a lot of implying in these lives, which
they can't even admit it because they will literally be banished, and they literally feel like they're going to lose everything, and they can't say anything because of the public. And when people talk about that, nobody's trying to out them.
Yep.
What people are trying to share when they say that is that they're with their parent.
You have just made a statement that somebody in the Duggars is definitely gay, and then turn around and says, but I'm not trying to out them. The statement alone proves she's not an advocate. Grace, this is what you put on YouTube. That's why I put it on YouTube for. She won't be stopped because there is no lawsuit. Can we have a citizen's arrest? Us as the public won't care. It's Jim Bob. Oh. So you can't on one hand say someone's gay, but then we're not trying to out them. You've just outed somebody.
When people talk about that, nobody's trying to out them.
Just did.
What people are trying to share when they say that is that they're with their parents have made them believe that they can't come out, and that if they do, they're going to be going to hell. And I'm not answering any questions about who, what, or why.
Someone says, I think it's dangerous to speculate. You can put them in danger.
And even if they have a voice, they can't use it. So the boys all work for John, all work for Jim Bob, all of them. If they speak out against their father, who's their authority, they lose their jobs, they lose their income, and they will be shunned. So when Derek says they're threatened to stay there, he's not lying. Like, Derek literally said that last week. Like, you don't realize who's being threatened and what's happening. Like, Derek is not lying when he said that. Like, he's not lying that they are being threatened, that they're being put into silence, that money is a motivator here, that...
That's a good point. I'm not going to answer questions. I'm just going to give you 1 million close. They tell you exactly who is. Yeah, she's well, it's funny how she says, she further on says, I'm not going to talk about it, and then talks about Janet, and it's interesting.
Jim Bob has used that to control them. I mean, they can't even, it's not even so much the IBLP, on top of the fact that they have...
See, someone says, I think Josh is gay. I think this person's gay. I think this person's
gay.
The
IBLP that makes them silent. Jim Bob controls what they say online heavily.
Is this on Reddit? Can we read more on Reddit?
Heavily. So, like, they have to run things by him. They're adults and have to run things by him. He's very controlling to everything.
I still run things by my mother. Not that I have to. In fact, she rang me the other day and told me that I spend too much time on YouTube and I need to clean my house. I just laughed at her.
Because he's so worried about the image of this family. And they are so scared to talk. I don't think anyone should expect Anna to leave because of what.
Was there a Seinfeld episode? Was it the slow talker or the fast talker or the high talker or something? There was a Seinfeld episode about it. Yeah, she's going to start giving some clues. There was a Seinfeld episode. I can't think. Oh, the close talker. Sorry, I forget that. And
the amount of what she's gone through. It's horrible. She's a victim. And she's not doing, it's Josh that's doing everything. She's just.
Someone saying Jim Bob needs to go to prison with Josh. Anna is brainwashed. What's Michelle's view of all this? That's why Justin wanted to live with another family. The close talker and the woman with the puffy shirts was the low talker. That's right, B Littles. I do like me some Seinfeld. What? Now she calls Anna a victim. Wasn't she shaming? Yes, she was, Christoph fan always. I'm going to have to go back and find that episode again now. That's got me interested.
if one of them said that, like, here's the thing about being gay. If one of them actually admitted they would be gay, they would literally be thrown out of the family. That was what I was told. Literally thrown out of the family.
I bet Jim Bob will be caught picking up a rent boy in an airport bathroom. Why? This is what she does. This is what she has her followers say.
And they would believe, they've been told their whole lives, that they're going to die. Like, God is going to kill them and they're going to go burn in hell.
Well, we're all going to die some stage. KJ does not remember a couple of weeks ago she popped off on trip down the island to wait. She did do that. Didn't she tell us this already? Yes, she has.
So they're terrified. They're terrified. She doesn't even know how to put the kids before him because she doesn't have the skills. Like, she has no skills.
KJ. Oops, I've just got my second dislike now. The problem is, KJ, you learn. You become very, very, very adept at doing things. Because guess what? I left home. I got married. When my marriage broke up, I had no idea what to do, how to do things. And I was not skilled either. But look at me now. I've nearly finished a uni degree. Well, that's right, and that was one of the things that Preacher Boy said. He said, does she normally delete everything? We said yes, because that way she can say it never happened, and that's why we record everything, and that's why everything's captured and everything, because otherwise it's it never happened. 97 likes. Wow, everybody! I'm actually just unbelievably touched. So let's keep going.
I can't underestimate to you guys how little skills she has, and it's scary.
When you have 19 kids, odds are pretty high that one or more of the gays will be gay, especially the boys. Hi, Cindy Sue. Hi, really.
Those of us from IBLP cannot say anything.
Oh, guys, thank you very much. I've just hit 100 likes. I'm going to cry. I'm going to cry. Oh, I'm just so I am literally going to cry. I've hit 100 likes. Thank you very much. I know it's a little things. I am literally crying at the moment. If I actually, I got tears running down my face. I'm crying. Look. Oh, wow. So thank you very much, everybody. 100 likes. Wow. Thank you. Wow. I cry over stupid things. Getting 100 likes.
That differs to our parents. She's actually from the IBLP. I'm just going to pin that. And that's true. Like, they have to obey. So Anna's like a shell of a human. That's what I'm told.
A shell?
Like, she's vacant.
She's faking. How many times have I had to fake doing stuff because I was not in the right space to do stuff? Joanne has the next, if we get 150 likes, Joanne gets the next shout out. Oh dear. She's faking it. Oh dear. Don't cry. I'll cry too. Oh, thank you. I don't know how many times I faked it. Like life. Or you go through the motions because you got kids to look after. Or you just do everything because you know your kids rely on you. That's sometimes being a parent or a mother. Joey, the shout is from your Aussie chart. It is. You put on a face. Oh, yeah. Yes, I know a shout is on for my Aussie chart. Yes, it means the next round of drinks. I thought you wanted me to shout. No.
The smile is fake because they can't be anything but happy. And she can't show her emotions. And yeah, I mean, literally, the person described, I mean, guys, this is really sad. I don't want to insult anyone because this is coming from people that know them directly.
This is really sad, everybody. Just as well, I'm already crying. It's never too late, and I hope you feel like you're sorry. Oh, of course, Jessica, like it's still happening. Got out of bed to give you a thumbs up. Thank you, Mary HB. The thing is, as I said, particularly when you are and you do feel trapped, the only thing that keeps you going sometimes are those little people that are reliant on you. And so, for her to say that Anna's a shell, Anna's probably beside herself. Don't forget, she's also pregnant and she's got 6 kids. So I don't think that I would be functioning properly if that was me. I know how I functioned with 2. No way, Tracy. No way. That would be his best behavior. Don't say anything. KJ joined the chat. Oh, yeah.
But they're described as like robotic in their... They don't know how to have emotions. They literally don't even know how to get in touch with their emotions because that's never been a part of their lives that's been nurtured. That's what they've said. It's like they don't know how to connect to it because they've never been allowed to go there. And they don't, okay, with regards to the gay siblings, they don't tell each other. They can't talk about it. People just know, and then they can't say anything.
So there's some. So hang on. So her sources told her there's a gay. One of them's gay, but they're not allowed to talk about it, and nobody else knows. So how does the source know? Or is this just my brain trying to work logic because it's now nearly Friday? Like, am I just trying to be too logical? What do you think? 109. I know 109. Like, wow. She's so condescending when she speaks. She knows nothing about living in abusive. Look, she doesn't, Elizabeth, and that's the whole thing. She doesn't. Okay, she would do what she normally does and start throwing around accusations. What are KJ's emotions? I don't know. I mean, it's funny how she talked about Anna being robotic, but I could probably say the same thing about her. So, like, if she's saying that nobody knows, then how does her source know? I'm just thinking that it's speculation, but she said definitely. I'm making sense to you, thanks, Lee. That contradicts what the ex-member said about emotions and how the sisters were hugging and crying together. Yes, it is, isn't it? Because, yes, so if you listen to Joshua's podcast, see you, Kim. If you listen to that Joshua's podcast, yes, he talks about the girls hugging and stuff and showing emotion.
It's like they don't know how to connect to it because they've never been allowed to go there. And they don't, okay, with regards to the gay siblings, they don't tell each other. They can't talk about it. People just know, and then they can't say anything. Here's a former IBL peer too, or I'll pin that. So this is another former IBL peer. They can't tell each other that they're gay.
So how does somebody know that they are? How do you know? So it's just one taking it.
And they can't support each other. Of course not. It's against their rules.
Well, if they don't know.
So what they have to do, they have two options. They either have to remain single. They can't get married. They can't date. Nothing. Or they have to marry.
So someone just said, I've just got to go back to this. Hang on.
It's their rules.
There's something somebody said. Hello, Alberta. Hello.
So what they have to do, they have two options. They either have to remain single.
So someone says, I think I can almost tell who the gay kids are. Really? Now, Joe, we know that she's got superpowers and have no idea, Alberta. She's revealed that there's a gay sibling in the Duggars, but won't reveal who it is.
They can't get married.
So it says, then how do you know some of them are? People stop naming the siblings wondering if they're gay. It's gross behavior to put somebody else in danger.
They can't date. No.
People can't know if they personally haven't said anything about their sexuality. That's people speculating is sad.
Or they have to marry someone of the opposite sex and live a life where they're not attracted to that person, live a lie, and pretend to be happy. And for some of them, they can do it because they don't know how to feel anyway. I once heard the term cardboard cutout describe people whose feelings and emotions are suppressed by a cult. Yeah. Again, I'm not answering questions about who's gay. I'm just saying, like, they can't be. So that's a problem in this cult. And it's, it's overall sad. I think Michelle is Jim Bob controls everything. So she was not.
So it says, how does your source know that certain people are gay? Like, I'm getting there, Alberta. I'm getting there. Yeah, so how does the source know who's gay if no one's talked about it? This is what's been baffling me all day.
She was heartbroken, I guess, when what happened to the girls. And I was told, never went to see him when he was at that facility. So when he went down, he went to Illinois for that facility, and I was told that she never visited him. I don't even think she went to his graduation.
Oh, so now is she now criticizing her for being a bad mum because she didn't go and see him while he's down there? I don't know.
I think she was extremely angry. And Jim Bob was there a lot. Jim Bob, in a way, seems almost preoccupied with Josh to the expense of everyone in his family, from everyone I've talked to. I'm not going to say why or who or what. I'm not going to speculate on any of that. I don't know why Jana stays. I don't know why.
After saying she's not going to speculate, she's not talking about Jenna. Hello?
I don't think Jana wants to live that life, honestly. A lot of the older girls in this group, I'm told, don't get married because they literally have raised all the kids. And when people say that Jana can't move out, that's true. She cannot move out. She doesn't think she can move out. Like, she literally doesn't believe she can move out. She believes because her parents have told her that she cannot move out. She doesn't realize that she can move out. Jana has no idea that she can move. She has no idea that she can leave. Literally, none.
In 10 years, just watch, in 10 years, one of them will write a book about how they left the cult and became an atheist.
Because she was told her whole life she couldn't.
So she's planted all these thoughts into the people's watching their minds, and now they're just speculating and speculating and speculating. Like, it's quite disturbing.
Jana hasn't, like, it's not like Jana's staying there. Like, I feel like people believe that she's staying there for a reason. It's not that she's staying there. It's that Jana can't leave. Unless she gets married, she cannot leave. If she gets married, she's going to be put into a life like this. And maybe that's not what she wants. Maybe she wants something different. Maybe she doesn't want to have 1 million kids because she's already had 1 million kids. She's been in charge of raising all of the children. Michelle did not raise these children. It's so obvious when you start, like, speaking to the people around them how little Michelle raised these children.
Look, someone's put snoring. Look, someone's got sleeping signs. But stating that it's boring.
No, Jana does not have her own place. And this Jana doesn't have a way to support herself, no. The Duggars on TV pretend like Jana has a business. She does not have a business. Like, she started an LLC and it's already closed. She bought a building. She doesn't use it. Like, the Duggars do a lot of things for show.
Okay, so because she's bought a building and doesn't use it means that she doesn't have a business. Okay. I got up and I already need a drink.
A lot. Jana does a lot of projects around the house and organizing, and Michelle literally hires everyone to do everything for her. Like, she doesn't teach the kids. They have tutors. You know, she doesn't cook because the young kids cook now. Like, she doesn't clean because the kids clean. She's not a super mom, honestly.
Oh, we're going to start mum shaming now, are we? Oh, no. Oh. Check now. Hello, E. Okay, don't talk about this stuff. We're nearly done.
They do not believe in the girls. The girls do not get to go to college at all. And the boys don't go to college either. I don't know what Michelle's a hypocrite, you guys. She had a job like for years. Like she was not a stay-at-home mom. Like she was working with Jim Bob. Like this whole thing is such a charade. Like she wasn't this like dutiful wife that was doing everything at home. Like all the kids were raising the other kids. She was helping Jim Bob with the business. Like this is all just a massive lie. It's so awful. The moms in the IBLP don't do a lot of the child rearing. They're too busy. Michelle was not a realtor. I literally looked it up. I don't know where she even got that information. Even on her old records, she was never listed as a realtor. They cannot go to Bible college. The Bates do not go to college. The Bates go to Crown College, and that's not a college. That's through the IBLP. It's an extension of the ATI.
Did you say Clown College? Because that's what I thought I heard, Clown College. Sorry, I just laugh.
It's not a real school. It's just more indoctrination. Yeah, I don't know. Being at Jim's beck and call, who knows? All right, that's all I had for tonight. Their house in Stony Brook cannot keep tenants. Interesting. And it was finally leased. Yeah, Crown College is not accredited. Have I ever talked to one of the Duggars? I'm not going to answer that right now, but yes. All right, so that's all I have for tonight. Nobody's tried to leave. Jana's never tried to leave. There's no trying to leave. Jim Bob controls everything, I guess. Like, it's bad. So I actually spoke to a former polygamist who was part of the AUB, the cult that Cody Brown is in. And they said that this cult, IBLP, is almost exactly like the polygamous cults, honestly. They said the rules are like damn near identical. The women are just as miserable and treated just as poorly. And it's bad. Escaping polygamy is fake. Sorry, guys. I actually interviewed someone from a former member of the King's Sting Clan, and that show is not real. the escapes were not real. And a lot of the situations and scenarios were completely staged, and the girls were not involved in those situations. Like, there was one where they did a woman who was an aunt that had left 7 years before, and they acted like she had just left.
I believe they were reenactors, weren't they? But they were true stories. That was my understanding.
Yep. The Browns are in a cult too. And Cody still associates with abusers all the time. I don't disregard like what the girls were trying to do on escaping polygamy, but I interviewed people, like her name is Melissa Ellis, and she shared everything. You can probably go back in my archives and find it. All right, you guys, I am going to go, but thank you. I'm going to download this.
Bye. Okay. So just before I go, because I'm just looking at the time, and I know Bill's going to be on in an hour. It's not Crystal anymore. Bill's on in an hour. So I don't want to cut into her time. She does want views, but I just want to have a look at the Without a Crystal Ball Reddit, because I did some good stuff today. A reenactment like the Ultra 911. Yeah, well, that's right. I mean, they have to reenact sometimes. You hope she gets cancelled. Oh, I don't know. Right, so we've got so this is don't know, Bill. All right. Oh, thank you. All right. So this is first of all, this is Preacher Boy. So Preacher Boy's on WOACB after Impromptu Live. I didn't ask her. She invited me on her live. I accepted. I only just started seeing some of her content. Was unaware of any prior controversy. I'm disappointed in myself for not doing what I always do, which is research before I share a platform to anybody. I didn't expect to be called on to join her and didn't think anything of it. I just wanted to encourage who I thought was a fellow advocate. So that's his statement there. Okay, so they did that one. So then we've got part 2. This is part 2. So WOIC reacted to Preacher Boy's public statement disavowing his support of her channel by going live on IG, claiming he is misogynistic and still trapped in a cult-like mindset for daring to speak against her. Katie claims she reached out privately and was ignored, then humiliated. So you want them to get the attention and not me. You all heard that she said that, right? So a viewer said, Preacher Boy is a grown adult who can make his own decisions. I highly doubt he took the word of others entirely. The way you responded to him towards the end of the video more likely validated his decision. Katie, you should go back and watch the interview again. You interrupted him nonstop, chomped M&Ms, and didn't even ask why he left the cult. It was focused on what you think you knew about the cult he lived in for most of his life. I'm completely honest, you are problematic, and I know this because I've seen your behavior for 2 years. I guarantee I will be blocked and labeled a troll. You need to self-reflect, because if everyone is saying the same thing about you, more likely it's true. I don't think you would be saying any of this if he was willing to collaborate with you. You're proving him right and showing your new followers the real KJ. So are you bashing him now just because he decided not to be associated with you? That was a quick about face. So then we've got this. So it says swipe. Thank you, Alberta. Yeah, I'm getting there. It's just slower than what I thought. Right. I haven't seen this. This is hilarious. Oh, gee whiz, they're good. Oh. WOACB quickly spun a narrative painting herself as the perpetual victim. Well, we all know and love her to be. The men that have left the IBLP, some of them terrify me. I want to hear their stories, but so many of them are still misogynistic. I'm fearful of giving a platform to someone that may have abused or harmed a woman or child. This cult is filled with dangerous men. And promptly removed all 3 of her Instagram lives on the topic. But unfortunately for her, the internet is forever. Katie Joy, this is why you don't have any friends. So, bonus. When are you going to collab with Baxter and Harlot? Her story is fascinating. And then he's posted on here. Statement is inaccurate. I had 3 or 4 missed messages. The previous ones were apologies for her haters coming after me. When I opened the message, she had unsent those and instead called me a misogynist. I responded politely, sent her a few more messages, and then blocked me. And then Heather Heath, the backslidden harlot, says she was one of the first people to contact me about an interview. And what did I know? Then she claimed things I didn't say. She's now blocked on most of my social media. So there you go. Well, that's all right. How is so full of poison. You're poison. You're poison running through my veins. Well, that was the thing that I'm understanding, or I think she's implying. So what else have we got on here? Yeah. Yeah, so that's from Without a Crystal. That's from the Reddit page. So all her people now will see that. But I mean, we've seen all the stuff ourselves, so we know that it is factually correct. I've watched it all play out. Well, it's funny. She does accuse every man of abuse, and that's really the sad thing. I just don't understand what's going on. Oh, I've hit 123 likes. Oh, no. Oh, everybody. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm speechless. Sometimes it's just sometimes I feel like it's like winning the lottery. No, not that I'd win the lottery because I don't do it. 125. Been shopping for the last half hour, but keep getting distracted by it. Oh, thank you. So on that note, I'm going to have to go now. The bad news is, the disappointing news is, I may not be around tomorrow night, but I may come on a bit later. So we're having a party celebration for my grandma, my dad, my niece, somebody else. All got birthdays between today and next Tuesday. I didn't know the lights were important, but glad I hit it. Oh, look, it just helps with things. So, and then I will, then I've got to pick up my daughter from the station like last night. So unless I can get somebody to take my place, but otherwise, so I may not be on. So I'll put a message on the community tab if I can't make it on. But thank you everybody for your support, and yeah, it's just really, really amazing. I'm just so overawed. And my stream is still green. That's the best news of all. So anyway, so thank you very much. So if you haven't subscribed and if you haven't liked, if you can hit that on the way out, that would be really appreciated. And I hope you have a good day or night. And thank you for joining me for this marathon. And if you don't know who Bill is, let me just get Bill's live in about 40 minutes. Give me a minute and I'll just put in Bill's. Bill is from Australia as well. So Bill's another Australian creator and used to be Crystal Bill. So I think if you do a search for Crystal Bill, there we go. It's called Ching My Eggs with Bill. I'm going to put a link in here just before I go, and you're free to go and join. It would be good. So yeah. So here we go. This is Bill's link. If you want to go, Bill's live soon. So, all right. Not sure. Well, Bill has done some good stuff on KJ, but has got bored of KJ as well, like everybody else. So has been doing other stuff as well. So, so Bill's live in 45 minutes. So thank you, everybody. As I said, have a good. If I don't see you, have a good weekend.